Hi everybody, this is Jennifer and welcome to my channel where I talk about books, music, movies, and anything else that takes my fancy. Today I'm doing a bookshelf tour. We're going to go over the non-fiction books that I have in my living room. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so first we're going to start with my cookbooks. I have a decorating book up here, and this mostly regards home, food, and I don't know, diet and exercise stuff. So I'm not taking out the I'm not taking them out to show you the covers because I don't know how people do that and not go crazy, and I don't want to go crazy, so I'm not going to do it. So we have Creole Thrift by Angela Parlange. This is actually signed. It's a decorating book focusing on French Creole and New Orleans style. I picked this up in New Orleans at a bookstore that is famous, even though I can't remember its name. It's over, I think it's over by Commander's Palace, but I'm not sure. This right here is the Rose Bakery Breakfast, Lunch, and Tea Cookbook. I'm a vegetarian, and it's got very good vegetarian recipes in there. I recently went through all my cookbooks and I fixed up, excuse me just a second, I went through to see what had the best vegetable. I didn't get rid of all of my food, all of my cookbooks that had meat recipes in them, but I did make sure that they had very good vegetable recipes in there. So I have that one. I also have 5-Ingredient Fix by Claire Robinson. Barefoot Contessa, How Easy Is That? I have In My Kitchen by Ted Allen. Now, okay, I might take this one out to show you because this is a diet cookbook from the 50s, I think. I got this off eBay. I think it's really cute. It's called the Slenderella Cookbook. Let me see if I can. You know what? That was a bad idea. But anyway, let's continue on. How to Be a Domestic Goddess by Nigella Lawson. I don't always have very good results from when I use this one, but I don't know. I just love Nigella, so I had to keep one of them. This is Everyday Food, Great Food Fast. I have The Vegan Table by Colleen Patrick Goudreau. The Complete Vegan Kitchen by Jana Quinn Bennett. I have The Sexy Vegan Cookbook by somebody with the last name of Patton. I have Mindful Eating Awareness by P. Brengard and U. Domborg. I have Life is Meals, A Food Lover's Book of Days by, you know what, I can't look at it. I can't tell you who it's by without looking at the cover, and we just found out that's bad. So right here I have the four Anthony Bourdain books I have. One is The Nasty Bits, which I have not read yet. The next one is Medium Raw, which I read and loved. Kitchen Confidential, which I read and loved. And A Cook's Tour, which I have not read yet. So, excuse me while I move here just a second. I'm trying not to be too wobbly on you. Next up I have The Secrets of Simplicity. It's kind of more along the lines of a workbook. I have The Making of Home by Judith Flanders, which I'm eager to get reading on. And then I have a couple of workout books. I have The Beginner's World, complete book of beginning running. I have Smart Girls Do Dumbbells, 30 Minutes, 30 Days, 30 Ways by Judith Sherman Woolen, and Run Your Butt Off, also by Runner's World. All right, so let's see if I can't move you down to the second row. There we go. So I have an older copy of Etiquette by Emily Post. I have Portraits and Observations by Truman Capote. I have C'est la Folie by Michael Wright. Gay Men Don't Get Fat by Simon Doonan. The Fabulous Girl's Guide to Decorum by Kim, Izzo, and Colleen. Hold on, let's see. And Sherry Marsh, sorry. Uh-oh. Excuse me. I have The Bombshell Manual of Style by Lauren Stover. I have Tim Gunn's Golden Rules by Tim Gunn. I have Savvy Chic by Anna Johnson, The Art of More for Less. I also have, I'll show you this one, The Grits Girls Race in the South's Guide to Life, which I like because I love being from the South, even though it has its drawbacks occasionally. And then this book by Genevieve Antoine Dario, The Men in Your Life, Timeless Advice and Wisdom on Managing the Opposite Sex. This one I also got with that Creole thrift book that I had in New Orleans. Anyway, okay, so now we're about to hit my French corner. These books are not in French, but it goes along with my whole loving all kinds of French stuff. So we have, excuse me, I'm trying to get a really good shot of this one. All You Need to Be Impossibly French by Helena Frith Powell. At Home with Madame Chic from Jennifer L. Scott, and Lessons from Madame Chic from Jennifer L. Scott also. We have Entre Nous, Woman's Guide to Finding Her Inner French Girl from Deborah Olivier. We have French Women Don't Get Fat and French Women for All Seasons by Mireille Giuliano. And we have Women Work in the Art of Savoir-Faire, also by Marie Giuliano. All right, so I'm gonna have to do some fancy stuff to get to the third shelf. So hold on for a second. If you have to, close your eyes because it might get a bit wobbly. Sorry. This is a short shelf, so I'm basically on the floor now. All right. So here we have, yeah, because I've got to hold this with my hands, so it's going to be a tiny bit wobbly. All right, so I have Questions and Answers, Ancient History, Management Basics, 50 Mathematical Ideas You Really Need to Know by Tony Crilly, The Art of War by Sun Tzu, How to Lose a War, edited by Bill Fawcett. Doesn't say who actually wrote it. It might be a combo. Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. I have The Obstacle is the Way, The Timeless Art of Turning Trials into Triumph by Ryan Holiday. I have The Buddha Walks into a Bar by Lodro Renzler. I have A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. I have The Classics, From Zeus' Throne to the Fall of Rome by Colleen Taggart. Oh no, Caroline, sorry. I don't know why I keep wanting to call people Colleen, but I do. Alright, so next up we have Zeus Grants Terrible Wishes, a no BS guide to world mythology by Corey O'Brien. I have Bullfinch's Mythology, The Age of Chivalry, and the Legends of Charlemagne. I also have the regular one, but it's over by my desk because I was doing a little bit of research on Bacchus. Anyway, so next up from the editors of Cracked, You Might Be a Zombie. I'm sorry, I'm in the way of the light, so I apologize if it gets dark here. You Might Be a Zombie and Other Bad News. I have Assassination Vacation by Sarah Vowell. I have The Smartest Book in the World by Greg Proops, whom I adore. I have How to Read Literature Like a Professor by Thomas C. Foster. I have The Elements of Eloquence, Secrets of the Perfect Turn of Phrase by Mark Forsyth. I have Words Fail Me by Patricia T. O'Connor. Excuse me. I have Steven Pinker, The Sense of Style. These are all about writing. I Used to Know That by Caroline Taggart, who we've seen before. It's just random facts and stuff. Eat, Shoes, and Leaves by Lynn Truss. Mental Floss, Cocktail Party Cheat Sheets. That's pretty much the only book I own that has any John Green in it because he was the editor for Mental Floss. I don't think he still is, but he was for a while. Excuse me. All right, so this is gonna need. Okay, so I have the intellectual devotional for American history by Kidder and Oppenheim. I have Small Talk Savvy from Borders. I have Common Sense to the Constitution. This might be a little bit fun to look at for a second. By Southworth, published by Allen and Bacon. Yeah, this I got from my, see, it's copyrighted 1924. It's probably one of the oldest things I own. Yeah, it was given to me by my stepdad. His mom owned it. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay, so we have On Writing by Stephen King and The Elements of Style by Trunk and White. All right, so that's it for this bookshelf. I will catch you in a few minutes with the second bookshelf that holds my nonfiction. Okay, so this is the last bookshelf I have in my living room. On top is my record player, and on the first shelf is that giant J. I thought it was really cute, and my grandma got it for me for Christmas. It's really cute and decorative, so I keep it there. All right. Oh, and these are my records. One day maybe we might go over those. I did a video once, but I didn't end up liking it, so I scrapped it. But yeah, that is my current record collection, in case you wanted to know. So this is the second to last shelf of nonfiction I have in my living room, and this isn't on the tripod anymore because the only two shelves I have here are the two closest to the floor, and I couldn't use it, so you're gonna have to deal with me and my shaky cam, unfortunately. It shouldn't be too bad though. Okay, so I have Just Kids by Patti Smith, The Secret Life of Salvador Dali by Salvador Dali, which I got at the Dali Museum, Outlaw, Waylon, Willie, Chris, and the Renegades of Nashville by Michael Streisketh. I have Rockin' in Time, A Social History of Rock and Roll, by somebody I don't know, and I can't look at the name because if I go one-handed, it's going to be impossible. I have The Comedy Film Nerd's Guide to Movie by Chris Mancini and Graham Elwood, who are two of my favorites. At some point soon you will be hearing about my favorite podcasts. So next up is Flowers in the Dustbin, which is also about rock and roll history. I also have here, all right, let's do this. Pamela Des Barres, I'm with the band. It's Her Time as a Groupie. Let's try this again. Encounters with Stravinsky, a personal record by Paul Horgan. Living with Music, Ralph Ellison's Jazz Writings. By Gary Valentine, we have New York Rocker. It's about his time with the Blank Generation. I have not read it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Party of One by Dave Holmes. It's his life story in form of like a music soundtrack. I have Tori Amos, Piece by Piece by Tori Amos and Ann Powers. I have A Movable Feast by Ernest Hemingway. I have Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. I have Wild by Cheryl Strayed. And here I have What Are People For by Wendell Berry, A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf, Polysyllabic Spree, which is a list of a collection of his music writings, I think, by Nick Hornby. I have Anais Nin, In Favor of Sensitive Man and Other Essays. And I have some Chuck Klosterman right here, Eating the Dinosaur, Chuck Klosterman 4, and I Wear the Black Hat. All right, so we're gonna move down to the final shelf of my nonfiction stash. All right, hope you're able to see this. I'm sorry if you're not, I'm doing my best. This is Edgar Allan Poe, Complete Tales and Poems. I have Volume 1 and Volume 2, which are the complete works of William Shakespeare. Sorry, excuse me just a second. I have 4 Tragedies by William Shakespeare. It's got Hamlet, Macbeth, King Lear, and Othello. I have Dr. Faustus by Christopher Marlowe. I've got The Theban Plays by Sophocles. I've got The Lover, Tea Party, and the Basement by Harold Pinter. I've got Molière, The Misanthrope, and Other Plays. I've got The Viking Portable Library of Dorothy Parker. I have Selected Poems, 1936 to 1952 by Dylan Thomas. I have The Love Letters of Dylan Thomas. I have a French version of Charles Baudelaire's Les Fleurs de Mal, which I can't read, but I keep it around because I've had it since I was like in high school, I think. I have the complete poems and selected letters and prose of Hart Crane. I have the Divine Comedy, the complete text. I have Maurice Merleau-Ponty's The Visible and Invisible. He's an existentialist writer. And then I've got America by Jean Baudrillard, which I heard about in the Nerdist podcast interview with Simon Pegg. So I thought I'd pick that up. I haven't read it yet. I've got the 5 Dialogues from Plato. I've got The Myth of Sisyphus and Other Essays. And I've got the Confessions of St. Augustine, The Great Dialogues of Plato, The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test by Tom Wolfe. I've got Walden and On the Duty of Civil Disobedience by William David Thoreau. And I've got the Oresteia by Aeschylus. Alright, you guys, that was the nonfiction books that I own. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching this video, and have a nice day. Bye.